Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the ADD workshop. Today I've got a heated vest that I ordered off of Wish. This thing, I think I paid $15 for it on Wish. It wasn't too much. I really wanted to get one just to really see how well a heated vest would work for me and to see if it's something I want to invest some more money into to get something better. This is really just a proof of concept for me, is the reason I bought it. I was looking into getting the Milwaukee heated vest. It was so insanely expensive that it just wasn't possible. So I started looking around and realized that they sell all kinds of heated vests that hook up to a USB power bank. So that opens up the possibilities of what you can power these things with by a whole lot. Now, I will say this heated vest from Wish, didn't read the description too well, as most people don't. This only has two heating pads. There's one right here in the back, and then one in the neck area right here. So it only has two zones. Granted, those zones work very, very well, and the heat is actually very noticeable. This thing is a little bit small on me, which for a heated jacket is something you want. If there's a lot of room in between the jacket and you, the jacket's really only going to be heating the air. If it's actually touching you, those heating pads are actually heating your skin, and it's a lot more efficiently heating you up. And in that case, it works extremely well. So, I got this as a vest because I wanted to be able to wear it under another jacket or something of that nature, to where I could be warm as all get out and not have to be having layers this thick to stay warm. And yeah, it worked great for that. Like I said, I wanted something thin so that it could fit under a jacket. Well, when I started using this, I realized there's a issue with heated jackets, especially with the way I was going to use it, which was as basically a heated layer under my jackets, because I wanted to be able to wear, let's say, a hoodie when it's 30 degrees and be warm outside, which normally you'd have to have a layer or two on top of that to be able to stay warm. So when I started looking for some other better options, because now that I realized that a heated jacket will work for me, that I wanted something thin, because if I have just a real bulky heated jacket, it defeats the whole purpose, in my eyes, of having a heated jacket, which is to stay warm with very minimal thickness. So if you get a real thick jacket, it doesn't really make sense for it to be a heated jacket, because at that point I could put on a couple layers and be at that thickness and stay just as warm. So it didn't really make sense. And all the ones that are thin, like this and vests, are very low quality. So you either have a very low quality thin jacket that you could use as a layer, or you could have a very thick jacket that you have no idea the quality of or anything when you order it. And basically it's the outer layer. While you're working, you'd have to wash it 3 times a month, and the jacket would probably last you not even the whole winter. If you use it as a layer, you hardly ever have to wash it, which is basically what I was shooting for. So when I was looking around for another heated vest or jacket or layer, there wasn't much out there. If you wanted something high quality, you bought a thick jacket or something that's about $150. At that price, I would get the Milwaukee, just because they stand behind their heated jackets. But something I started noticing as I was looking through all of these heated jackets is this button. It looked the same on absolutely every jacket I looked at. Whether it had 5 heating pads, 2 heating pads, 3, 1, 10, 12, it didn't matter. All of them had this button. And then I noticed that the plug all looked exactly the same on all of them. So I started thinking, hold up. Let me look and see if they sell just the heating pads. So I got on the old internet, got over to eBay, and typed in heated jacket kits. And lo and behold, you have all these postings pop up. And it's basically, it has the plug, it has a button, and it has however many pads you want to buy, whether it's a 10 pad or 8 or 6, whatever, doesn't matter. You can buy just the pads and the wiring. So what I did is I bought an 8 pad heating kit off of eBay, and I made my own heated jacket. Now, let's be clear. I'm trying to make a heated layer. So it really doesn't matter what the jacket looks like, what the stitching looks like, how you attach the pads, whatever. But as you can see, you got the button, same button, and then same plug. And this is what I was saying. So here's what I did. Get some alrighty, so I put a little liner on top of my heated pads just so I didn't get wrapped up in my wires when I'm putting it on. But this is what it looks like. Alrighty, so lift that up. Let's see. Alrighty, now I know this looks probably like a mess. It really isn't. It really truly isn't. You get your heated pads. As you can see, here's your pads. You got them all right here. There's 8 of them. You'll get it in a little box with your plug, your button, and your plug and your pads. They'll be stacked up, little box. What you want to do is find you a jacket, whatever it looks like. You can go to Goodwill and just get you a windbreaker, or just honestly a larger shirt that doesn't have too much stretch to it. Doesn't matter, because you're just going to try to make a layer, if that's what you want to do. You could also put this inside of your favorite big beefy jacket and turn your favorite jacket into a heated jacket, which is an awesome ability to be able to do. And it's pretty much what I did. This is the thinnest jacket I had that fit me the snuggest. You want a very snug fitting jacket, very snug, because the harder these push up against you, the better it feels. Okay? Now, I'm going to have to redo this because I put my pads too low on the jacket. It's at the point on your back and on your sides to where the jacket is trying to hang off of you, rather than up close to your shoulder blades on the back and right around your pecs on the front. All that sits flush against your skin until it gets to right about here, and then it'll just hang down and not pull against you anymore, if you're a thinner person like I am. So make sure you get a nice snug jacket. That's the biggest thing, okay? And then what you want to do is lay your jacket out, and then just start placing your heating pads where you want them. Kind of see where your wires are going to go. Make sure there's not just, craziness happening all over the place. And like I said, I would try to make them further up if you can. And these pads, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see or not. You may be able to see the actual elements in there. Let's see. Yeah, you can see them just a little bit. Yeah, they go right around here and right around. But if you see, there's about a 1 inch all the way around. Now there's where the plug goes in. All the way around to where you can sew it. It's or you could use that tape that you iron on, that they put decals on and stuff. I wanted mine to be a little more permanent and last through the washing cycles, so I stepped it up and actually sewed it. But if you can get a jacket into a sewing machine and go around the edges, awesome. I couldn't, and I'm not good with a sewing machine anyway. So first time around, I tried gluing it with the glue strips that you iron. It worked okay, but they came right off as soon as you tried to take them off. But anyway, what you do is you lay them all out. You take some sewing pins, you pin it in, pin all the corners so it stays where you want it. And then you get you, what I did is just a needle and thread, and I went at each corner and just sewed, went around a couple times, knotted it to where each one of them stayed. And then I also did the same thing to the wire, actually sewed it to the jacket, so if something pulled the wire, it didn't actually pull it from the pad. It would give it some stress relief. And I also did the same with where all the wires connect. As you can see, it's attached to the jacket. For the switch, I had to cut a hole that was slightly smaller than my switch here. It has a little bit of a gap that goes around it as well. Believe it or not, your needle will go right through the silicone, and you can actually sew the switch into your jacket as well. And then your little plug, it has this little stress relief right here that I sewed onto the jacket, and then bam, this comes right down to a power bank. And bada bing, bada boom, you got your jacket. And as you can see, you can't really tell. I mean, you can see the stitches. You can see where I stitched it in. I mean, to be fair, you can see them. And you know, it's not bad. And you'd really have to be looking to see exactly what it is, and nobody would ever notice. Okay. So there's your jacket. Now, every power bank I had that I plugged up to this thing, it killed it in probably 15 minutes. I don't have any good power banks. Let me make that clear. I don't have any really 12,000 milliamp hour battery banks or anything like that. The biggest one I had, I think, was a 4,400 milliamp hour. And really, that's not enough. Not to mention it's years old. It works for charging a phone, you know, but something that's a high draw like this didn't work with that. So make sure you have yourself a very good power bank. Or you can do what I did, which is Rigid makes a USB power bank that clips onto an 18-volt battery. Okay, now we're getting into the area of where the Milwaukee heated jackets are. They're running off of their drill batteries. I'm about to run my heated jacket off of my drill batteries, which if any of you have been watching very long, you probably know I have the Rigid set, and I'm fairly heavily vested into it and have quite a few 18-volt batteries. So back when this came out, this little USB charger here, it was actually for their heated jacket. Rigid had a heated jacket. They've discontinued it and they don't make it anymore. There was a little port right here that actually gave you 12 volts for the heated jacket, and then you had a 1 amp USB charger. Now, I never had the heated jacket, and I never bought the thing because the USB charger was only a 1 amp charger. So I didn't want the thing too much, and so basically I was going to get the Milwaukee USB charger because it is actually a 2.1 amp, and I do have the M12 line. They also want $50 for theirs as well, which is insane for a 12 volt USB power. The batteries aren't even on the thing. You own the batteries. It's a piece of plastic that hooks your phone up to the battery. Why they charge so much, I don't know. But anyway, so I went over and looked at Rigids again, and lo and behold, they have redone it. It is no longer made for their heated jackets anymore. It is solely a USB charger, and it now puts out 2 amps. So I saw that. I was super excited. I ordered, I think it was about $20. So first day it comes in, it slips onto your battery like so. You hit your button and you're ready to go. Okay, now the first day I used this, I used a 4 amp hour battery, and the weight was not nearly as intrusive as I thought it was going to be. I almost could forget it was there. And if you use a 2 amp hour battery, you will get significant runtime still, and it's much lighter. So anyway, you plug it up here, And you hit your power button. I'm going to set that right there. And then you come over here, you hold this for 3 seconds, and it'll come on to red, and medium, low, back to high. Now, off this 4 amp hour battery, I can run this heated jacket all day long. Probably 12 to 16 hours. An incredible amount of runtime. If I wanted to charge my phone, I could probably charge my phone off of this battery, I would say 10, 15 times maybe. Let's say 10. And that's just incredible to me. So I've got a couple of 2 amp hour batteries. I use those. To be perfectly honest, I'll get about 5 hours of runtime on high with a 2 amp hour battery, which is plenty of time to put it on the charger, put you a new battery in. By the time that one's dead, the one on your charger's ready to go, you can just keep swapping out. If you don't feel like swapping out at all during the day, get you a 4 amp hour. It will last all day long on high. So basically, I just wanted to post this video because if you're anything like me and you really wanted a heated jacket and you were unsure of how any of them worked, how well they worked, and you would end up going with a nice name brand like Milwaukee, DeWalt maybe. I haven't heard too many good things about their heated jacket. Won't get into that. But, you know, real name brands for the heated stuff. And once you do that, it's extremely expensive. And I also have my suspicions all of the expensive ones use this same get-up. It's the same thing on the inside of almost every single heated jacket on the market is this electronics right here. So basically, don't waste your money on a heated jacket. I spent $8 on this button, these 8 pads, and it took a couple hours just to sew in the corners, get it where I wanted it. Take it, you know, one weekend you don't have much to do, just take your time, come over to it every 5 or 10 minutes, sew a pad on, go on about your day. But it's a much better option over buying a jacket. You have no idea the quality of the jacket, how good it is, how good the heating pads work, all of that stuff. These heating pads are excellent. They haven't given out on me yet. They've been going for a good amount of the winter so far. Like I said, I am going to move these up to get them higher up to my shoulder blades, or maybe on top of my shoulder blades, to where the jacket fits real tight against you. And that would probably make it a little bit better. But even with it not, it is so warm. I have actually wondered to myself how I've made it so many years, so many winters without a heated jacket. I just can't believe it. But I just wanted everyone to see there's some options out there besides, you know, the expensive boys like the $200-300 jackets, the $100 jackets, things like that. And that if you wanted a cheap option, there's some out there. And as you can see, you can't tell anything is wrong with this jacket or anything has been really done to this jacket. I mean, yeah, as you can see, a couple little stitch points, but nobody would assume anything bad about your jacket at that point. And not to mention, it would, and I would recommend to have a layer, maybe a hoodie on top, and just keep this as your lowest layer, and you'll stay warm all day long. And like I said, make sure you got you a good power bank. I went this route because I have a bunch of rigid batteries, but any real USB power bank will be just fine. I can't attest to how long they'll run, but you know, this is this will run a very long time. A 2 amp hour battery gets me about 5 hours, so you can kind of guess. I would imagine you would get a couple hours of run time off of a normal battery bank, a good one, about 2 or 3 I would assume. But as always, thank you so much for watching and joining me here at the workshop. Y'all have y'all a wonderful day, and I will see y'all in the next one.